I'm super excited because I'm finally sitting down filming my weight loss journey video, but it's not only going to be me discussing my journey, it's also going to be my sister. This is Renee, and she is also going to be talking about her weight loss journey as well. I've compiled a list of 10 of the most common asked questions, and we're just going to go back and forth and discuss them. So I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. So the very first question is, what made you decide to start losing weight?
I think you motivated me a lot too. And my mom is very active too, so I felt like it was my time to start.
I decided to start losing weight initially is because I physically felt uncomfortable. How did you get started? Like physically, how did you get started?
I literally just went to the gym at my apartment and just started working out. I cut a lot of food out.
Like what kind of food did you cut out? Fast food,
soda, yes,
fries.
fast foods. I started cooking at home.
You went like gung-ho.
Yes.
You right for
Yes.
it. You didn't even
I did.
try and cut out a little bit.
No, not at all. And actually, my body took to it very well.
Yeah.
It responded very well and very fast to the big changes I made. So
I got started by running at my local high school track. So I would go probably, when I first started, I tried going every day because I was super determined and just really motivated. But one thing was I started to get shin splints. So if you know what shin splints are, it's super painful when you're running. It pretty much, there's just pain shooting up your shin. So that was super uncomfortable, but I was so determined to lose weight, I just pushed through the pain. I don't recommend that because you can get injured, but I did it anyways because I wanted to lose weight. And then also, I didn't have much money back then, and I wanted to join a gym, but a gym was too expensive. So I saw the Planet Fitness, the $1 down, $10 a month sign like outside the business, and I went in and signed up. I thought there was going to be a catch, but there was no catch, and then I just started going to the gym.
if you don't have access to a gym, it's, you know, you can do home workouts. You know,
Home
run
workouts,
run
yeah.
around the block, like,
Yeah.
you know, take a walk, you know, with your kids if you have a dog, you know, like just it's,
Or you can walk your kids.
yeah,
Put them on a
put them on a
leash.
leash. People won't judge.
No,
I
will.
You know, it's really easy to get started. A lot of people think that it's very hard, but you know, small changes go a long way.
You have to really, really want it for yourself. This is probably the number one thing. Really have to mentally want it, and that's what's going to make you go out and do it yourself. A lot of people don't get started or they are held back because they don't have anyone else to lose weight with, like a workout partner. But that's another thing is, yes, a workout partner is great for support, but they're not always going to be there.
Yeah.
You know, your guys' schedules might be different, or something might come up, whatever it might be.
There's no wrong way to exercise as long as you just keep your body moving. Don't make it hard on yourself. You know, you have to build up your momentum.
Right. On to the next question is, was it hard when you got started? For me, personally, it was hard because I carried so much weight, so my body was my body was physically hurting. Like I mentioned before, I had shin splints, and you know, your body's not used to it. But I was, like I said, I was so determined, I kept going, and it was important to not quit because you have to get your body to that point where it starts getting used to you exercising, where it's not so hard anymore. Although it's still hard to this day.
Yeah.
But
my body still hurts.
Yeah.
2 years later.
It doesn't get any easier, but you keep pushing forward and your body does get used to it more. What about for you? Was it hard getting started?
You know, honestly, I don't remember. If it was, I just know that I kept going, and that's why I'm here where I'm at today.
Yeah,
So
you kept pushing forward. Yeah. Have you ever felt discouraged? And if yes, how do you get past it?
Of course, you know, there's going to be a lot of ups and downs. There's going to be a lot of discouragement, but you know what? You just have to keep going. Sometimes you hit a plateau, and you're like, okay, what am I doing wrong? What can I change?
There's a lot of obstacles.
Yes, it's so up and down. If you get discouraged, you know what? It's totally normal. Just keep going. Just keep going.
Keep going.
You know?
That's what's important is the consistency.
Yes, consistency is key.
Yes, I mean, I get discouraged all the time.
Yeah.
If I miss a day at the gym or miss a day at exercising, I beat myself up for it, and I make myself feel so guilty. Or if I have one too many cheat meals, you know, you feel like all your hard work was for nothing because you just, you know, ate all these calories or you missed a day at the gym. But it's really, that's all your mentality, because you working out, you eating as clean as you can is going to lead to results.
It's really easy to get discouraged, but don't let it be an excuse to stop.
Exactly.
Just keep going.
Keep going, because if you stop, say you don't go to the gym for 2 weeks, you know, and that 2 weeks leads into a month. Even if you start going again after a month, imagine if you didn't go back after that month. That month might have turned into a year, into 5 years.
I'm guilty of that.
Yeah, so
I'm guilty.
Exactly. So it's just keep going. That's just the number one tip that we could probably give. How long did it take you? This is probably the number one question I get. You probably get this as well. And we both actually agree that there really isn't technically a number, because we are still going. We're not where we want to be, and we probably never will be where we want to be.
Yeah.
It's a constant everyday thing. But if you want to know like how long it took I'm 70 pounds off, I believe. It took me a good solid 2 years.
I've lost about 80 pounds. It's taken me actually 2 years this month in July. Personally, it took me this long because during my journey I had a lot of life changes. Yes, I got a little discouraged, but you know what? It's normal. I'm human.
Right.
And now I'm back on, you know, with my journey. So
mine was difficult during the holidays. I gained, I think, 15 pounds.
Yep.
And not necessarily because of holiday food, but because I was in a fairly new relationship.
Yeah.
And we ate out a lot, going on dates. And also I wanted to spend a lot of time with him, and he wasn't going to the gym, so my gym schedule started becoming less and less. And I looked in the mirror one day and I was like, what am I doing? All of my hard work, and it's just, what is, you know, where is it going? I'm gaining weight back. So that kind of like made me snap out of it and get back into my routine. What do you suggest to someone who wants to get started and they don't know where to start?
Honestly, in my opinion, it's common sense. It's super simple. You know, everyone says, oh, I'm going to start on Monday. Oh, no, I'll start next Monday. You know what? No, just start now.
Good tip that I actually wrote down was you need to start sweating. No matter what, we kind of talked about this earlier. If it's just walking, if it's trying to jog, if it's joining the gym, you need to get your heart going. You feel like you're about to quit, but push yourself even a little more. That is when you're going to really start seeing results.
Yeah. Not even just with exercise, you know, making small changes with the way you eat, what you drink. It's very important what you put in your body. Yeah. For me personally, I have the biggest sweet tooth ever. Like, cake sounds really good right now.
Me too. Ooh, we should get some cake.
Yes.
No.
Just small changes. It doesn't have to be drastic. You know, just cut out maybe bread for 1 week and, you know, soda the next week. Like, just small changes.
Yeah, small changes, because that's actually important, because you want to shock your body, but you almost don't want to overly shock your body because you're going to feel like shit. You know, because you're so used to, like, the bad food. You know, completely cutting everything out and going, like, straight to chicken and veggies every night. You're going to feel like crap, and that can lead to you wanting to quit.
Yeah.
So it's small changes is gonna lead to bigger changes. Me personally, like, I definitely slowly started to cut things out. This is actually an interesting question. It's, what do you not agree with typical weight loss and the workout world? And I wrote down actually a few things, and I'll run through them really quickly. The first one is trainers. I don't like trainers. I've worked with a couple trainers before, but I think a lot of it has to do with money, and also it's just very standardized. I don't think it's real personal.
I agree. Having a trainer, you're not on the same physical level with them.
Right.
So
It just seems like a disconnect.
Throughout my journey, I've never once had a trainer. I did this all by myself. Sometimes I feel like if I were to have a trainer, I would feel a little intimidated by them.
That's a good word. Intimidated.
You don't need a trainer. You know, there's a lot of, I watch YouTube videos to look up certain exercises, so you could just educate yourself.
Right, that's a good
through
tip.
that. We're not saying to not get a trainer. If you want to get a trainer, like by all means,
do it.
Go
if that's
for it.
what
you know
gets you up and going and to the gym and motivates you, that person of support, then that's awesome. But for us personally, it never really. I mean, you might disagree with this one, but I do not like to meal prep. I do not like it. It's too much time. It's too much work, and it's boring. I don't want to eat the same thing every day.
At the beginning of my journey, I did meal prep because I was so new to it. So I was like, yeah, let's meal prep, you know, like that's the thing to do.
Right.
I don't meal prep anymore. It's actually been a long time since I've meal prepped. What usually helps me stay on track is I will go to the store every Monday and buy healthy snacks, nothing processed, everything. I try to get everything that's, you know, natural, lots of apples and bananas. I do get salads. I eat a lot of salads during the week. Eating healthy also comes back to having a good support system. Katie's boyfriend, who lives with us, supports us, you know, on this journey, and he cooks very healthy meals, so we have a lot of healthy meals for dinner, and you know, of course there's leftovers, so we
makes
take that.
For leftovers, and we usually are able to take that for lunch the next day. So it is a meal twice, and I know I mentioned I don't want to eat the same thing every day, but just having it the same thing the next day is not a big deal to me. Mine is having the same meal 5 days a week. Literally, by the third day, I'm going to be like, I want a cheeseburger. Get this out of my face.
If you decide to meal prep, change it up. Because you know what? Because if you eat the same consistent thing, you're going to get bored.
So variety is key. If you are going to meal prep, a lot of people do. We know a lot of people that meal prep, and it works for them, which is great, but it's just
if you have the time and the patience, like go for it. There's nothing wrong with meal prepping.
Working out 7 days a week. Sometimes when you get started, me personally, I became so obsessed with it. It's all that I wanted to do. It's all that I thought about. It would even keep me up at night, like wanting to lose weight. I wanted it so bad, and I worked out every single day, and eventually that led to me just being really burnt out. So that's another tip is I suggest working out 3 to 4 times a week, max 5. Your body needs a couple days in the week to recover.
I agree. You know, it does get a little obsessive. You know, once you see results, you're like, you know, I want to keep going. There was a time a few months ago where I became super obsessed with exercising, and I worked out for about 15 days in a row without a rest day.
But at that point, lost so much weight. So your body was used to it. But imagine you working out 15 days in a row when you were your heaviest.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be here. I'd be like.
You'd be dead. As long as you have one rest day, that's all that I'm suggesting. Is that
do not eat a cheat meal on a rest day. Make sure you eat a cheat meal.
That's a good tip.
On the days that you go to the gym.
Okay, and the last thing, which I am super guilty for this, and you kind of have fallen into this pattern, is weighing yourself every day. That is something that a lot of people do. They want to know their numbers. They want to know if their workout the night before has made them drop a couple pounds, and it's a struggle. It's something that we probably need to eventually stop doing and overcome. So my suggestion with that would be to weigh in once a week.
At the beginning of my journey, when I started, I did not weigh myself for the first whole month because I didn't want to get discouraged right away. We were at the gym one day and Katie was like, just step on the scale, just step on the scale.
Peer pressure.
I did, and I actually had lost 20 pounds in 1 month. Definitely motivated me a lot. I don't get discouraged if the number doesn't change on the scale. The number on the scale doesn't mean anything. So just don't get discouraged if that number stays the same. If the number does stay the same, maybe you need to change up your exercise.
Drink more water.
Yes.
Push yourself a little more.
Yeah.
Okay. On to the next question, which actually we kind of touched base a little bit on this. What do you eat to keep the weight off? I did write down like a few things that I usually eat, but a big thing that I wanted to talk about first is I get confused when people say to eat 6 meals a day. That totally throws me off. Now, I know that that means, you know, eat 6 little meals, but for me, I eat 3 solid meals a day. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. I have little snacks in between. So I'm usually eating probably every 2 hours. So I'll have my breakfast usually, which is oatmeal. A couple hours later, I'll have a snack like a yogurt or some almonds or fruit. And then I'll have my lunch, which is usually leftovers from dinner the night before. And then a couple hours later, I'll have some hot green tea. Oh, breakfast. I forgot coffee. I'm a coffee drinker. Every single day I'm a coffee drinker. No, have to have it. But I actually have cutout creamer, so I'll do black coffee with some cinnamon in it.
Breakfast, I usually try to eat healthier cereal with like a banana, sometimes strawberries, blueberries. For lunch, I usually have leftovers from the night before, which is usually like
like a salad or
yes,
something, right?
I usually either have like a salad, and then for dinner, it's usually either
some kind of meat and veggies,
yes,
or some kind of healthy meal that we saw on Facebook that we want to try. Don't let all this fool you. We do have cheat meals, and we do like sweets, and we go get frozen yogurt very often. So that's another thing that we need to talk about is if you're having a craving, it's okay to give into it. All of your hard work has not gone to waste just because you had a, you know, little piece of chocolate or a cake or
a whole cake,
not a whole cake,
a slice of cake, not a cake,
sliver of cake. It's okay because life goes on. You have to live a little, and you have to give in a little. That just comes along with the journey. Next question is, how do you stay motivated? I personally stay motivated. We've mentioned this a couple times that I don't want all my hard work to go to waste. So that is a big motivation, is you've put so many man hours, so many, you know, cheat meals you had to pass on because you wanted to lose weight. I would not want to be the weight that I was before, so that keeps me motivated.
What helps keep me motivated is looking at pictures before I started, and you're like, oh my gosh, is that what I really looked like? Like,
and that's definitely
almost like embarrassing. You're like, how can I let myself get that far?
You don't even realize when you're in that state. Like, you know you're bigger, you know you're chubbier.
When you're in your own skin, you're like, okay, I'm just
a little thicker.
Normal, you know.
But that's actually a good tip, and that's something I did want to talk about, is take progress pictures.
Yes,
even if you're not liking what you see in the mirror right now, eventually you're going to be so thankful that you took those pictures, because if you put your pictures side by side and you see just the smallest results or the biggest results, it's just going to really motivate you to keep going.
I follow a lot of weight loss transformations on Instagram, and seeing those people do what they did, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, if they can do it, then I can do it.
Right.
If I can do it, then you can do it.
Exactly.
When people start noticing your hard work, it makes you want to keep going too.
Right. That actually is really awesome when you get someone complimenting you, or just saying, oh my god, you're my motivation. Like, I never in a million years thought I would be someone's motivation. So that just like really warms my heart, and that really makes me want to keep going too. One more other thing for me personally is clothes. I actually remember when I was shopping and I lost some weight already, and I was able to fit in junior size clothes again. Like, I cried in the dressing room.
Non-scale victory.
Yeah, I went from like a 3X shirt, and I was finally able to fit into an extra large juniors, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, all this hard work is really paying off. This is just some like random tips. We already talked about taking a lot of progress pictures. That is huge, because you want to be able to visually see your results. Another thing too is, this is by any means not necessary, but I recently got the Apple Watch, and it tracks all of my movement, and that has motivated me. as well, because I'll like look down and see that I've walked 2 miles just walking throughout work, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's not necessary at all. Woohoo! We got through it. So thank you again for watching. I hope this helps other people to get started or to stay motivated. I do want to mention that we are not professionals by any means. That is our disclaimer right now. It's just our trial and errors that we've gone through and that we're still going through.
Yeah,
everyone's journey is different. One might be better than the other, you know. Okay, and with that, we're ending. My sister, this is Renee.
What? Okay, I'm all serious.
Okay, so I have a list of...
God damn it, I was doing so good for like 2 seconds.
Like 20 seconds. Okay, so what made you decide to start losing weight?
I'm gonna think about this.
This is gonna take forever.
Oh my god, I feel like I'm in an interview.
I am. You kinda are.
I've had some family members.
Tell me. God damn it! You're large.
I'm large and in charge.
Okay.
I cut a lot of food out.
Like what? What kind of food did you cut out?
A lot of rice.
Are you Chinese?
Oh my god.
Did you eat a lot of rice?
That's so funny. I meant to say a lot of carbs, not a... Okay. God damn it. Lots of chicken and chicken.